Good morning. This is Angela with Dogwood Paper Arts, and today we're doing some paper art. I am working in the... Hang on, I'll bring it over if I can pull it out of here. I'm working in this journal. This is the... hang on, I'm trying to get something to put over this. Now what did I do with my papers? You never know what I did with something, do you? Right? Well, you can't just move them. Oh, they're right here. Duh, Angela. I'm working in the dictionary page journal, the junk journal. So I've added this to it. This page I had to put a lot of washi tape on. Let me take that out a little bit. I gotta find the button. Okay, so there we go. So these are out of, let me pull the book. Janet Marsh's Nature Diary. Beautiful, beautiful flowers. A lot of cute little animals in it too. So there's that page. I've done nothing with that yet. Now here is a experiment of putting a full sheet of vellum across the pages. Underneath I have stenciled in some ink, and then I just sewed around them. Now, I did an experiment also to see if I could write on the pages, and this one still smears a little bit, and it was done with just a regular gel pen type. And then this one down below was done with one of these Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pen Fine Line Black. It was a medium point. It smeared initially, but now it's permanent. So I just wanted to see if you could write on it. My little made-up story, Dear Harriet, our little area is growing, but on the farm the hens still rue the roosters and the hen house. We have a group of skunks that come to visit every day. I'm not all thrilled with them, but the little ones are quite adorable to see. Tomorrow we will go to see the neighbor's new calves. Emma said they are doing well on their wobbly new legs. So I just wanted to see if you could write on the vellum. And of course we've done that page together. Then we have these, and then this was another little experiment of tearing the tearing the vellum, stitching around it, and then gluing it on a stenciled page. Now I did have to come in and washi tape these pieces because these are also separate pieces, and I sewed around them, then I glued them down. But yeah, it went good, and this one I just stenciled on. So I thought that looked pretty cool, since it was a thing about units of measure and stuff like that. So, what next did I do? Oh, here. Here I just experimented with crunching up papers, coffee dyed papers, and oh no, this is onion skin paper. Sorry, it's not onion skin paper, it's onion skin dyed paper. So I just experimented with giving it a little crunched up look and tearing it and then gluing it down over the pages. It makes a nice sturdy page now, especially since I did washi tape both the front and the back. Now that one needs a little more glue. So let's put that on there. But yeah, that worked out good. as I get glue everywhere. You can see I've been experimenting today. My hands are much cleaner than they were. So there's that. And did I do anything else yet? Oh, here's the page I made out of 2 music sheets. And all I did was put the 2 together, and like that one pocket we made, I sewed across the top, the middle, and the bottom. And then I put some little thumb notches in, and that will be where some little journaling cards go in there. Same way here. So that page is done. Oh, I did have to, it got a little bit paper weak. So some of the paper that I had torn off from the Janet Marsh's book, I just put the strips on both sides here to strengthen it up. And then on both sides here as well. And I think, oh, now this is another page that I found. I think it was in Janet Marsh's book. And I wanted to use the whole thing because these flowers are so tall. And I love that one. So I wanted to use the whole page. And all I did was, I did have to cut it down to size. And then I rounded the corners, just to give it a little bit of character with the book here. And then, of course, you've seen this one. Now this one I think I'll round the corners on as well. But today I am working on grunging up papers and seeing what I can come up with to make them so that they're writable pages. So here's what I have so far. Let me put this like this. This one's still quite damp. What I'm going to do here, as it gets a little drier, well, I'll just do it right now to show you. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's all I'm doing when these tear is I'm finding a piece of paper and making sure it's nice and crunched up. And I'm just putting a good amount of glue on it. And I'm coming through and I'm patching. And really, it shows, but it looks more like there's a piece of paint on there or something that has peeled away. So that's what I'm doing when they tear like this. So let's put this one on. Let's just go across the top with this one. I'll show you some more patches. But I'm trying to get it so they look nice and grungy and old, and so that they'll accept ink. Now it's too wet to write on right now, but right there I'll need to repair that one too. So let's use this one. I could be coffee dyeing these a little bit more, or spraying them with an ink, or going around the edges maybe. But really I just kind of wanted them to blend kind of into the page a little bit. So there we go. And then of course I have one over here that will need a little repair right here. So you don't have to repair them. It's okay to leave them as they are if you'd like. It doesn't, you know, it really doesn't matter. It's your junk journal. So yeah, I've just been playing this morning. It's been a blast actually. Going to tear that one off a little straighter right there, and put it here as well, because right here I can see it will tear. The one thing you have to be careful of with the dictionary pages, like I've said yesterday, is that they do get kind of soft and sticky. So you do have to kind of watch to see what they're doing. Now, these are going to be peel-off portions off of this waxy sheet that you might be able to reuse in parts of this stuff, but we'll see. So I'm going to turn this like this and move that out of the way. Now here's a page that I gessoed, and then I stuck a stencil down. I put a stencil over it like this, and I sprayed this, put a stencil over it, and then went over it with some ink, and then rubbed it really good. And that gave this ghost print in the paper. And back here, you can see I had a big repair to make. It's okay. It actually looks pretty good. And I've sprayed it with a yellow and with this oxide, cracked pistachio, and this pure sunshine ink. So that's that one. This one was another practice with ghost imaging these on there. It actually looks really good. I don't remember how I did it, but it is there. But we'll play with it a little bit, see what we can come up with. And this is the one I'm working on right now. This one is gesso that I have applied with a palette knife. I did rip it here. My thumb was stuck. So I'm going to repair that with a little bit of page here. I think I'll repair it with a little bit of dictionary page. Like this. A little bit like this, I think. Maybe not quite that much. It looks like a tornado, so let me reshape it a little bit. Looks like a big funnel. I want it to go the correct direction. Oh gosh, Ange. Okay, so I'm going to put it on like this and just apply it there. Just to go ahead and fix that up right now before I start playing with it again and completely tear the page. You can see this page I just tore this from was a ripped up page that didn't survive the the creative energy I was putting into it. So there's that. Now this will be a really nice writable page. I'm going to show you how I did that. First I sprayed it with inks, and then I went over it with a little more ink, and I gave it a little water, and I let it run a little bit. And then I grabbed a little bit of wax paper. And I just started blotching. So let's dry that. I'm going to fast forward through the drying spells because it's very loud. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. You heard that. You probably saw my paper go flying off that way. So now we are, let's see, it's 11:31. So we've been on here, what, 15 minutes? I've got paint everywhere. Ooh, boy. Gesso. Now we're going to gesso it. I have it in my water over here. I'm going to leave it wet. I'm going to grab a nice big bundle. And I'm not too concerned. The ink is going to start absorbing into the gesso a little bit. I'm not concerned about the bumps and stuff on it. I'm putting on a pretty thick coat. Not going to hurt me to give up this jar of gesso because it's an oldie. Parts of it are super thick and parts of it are super thin. Okay. Now, I haven't tried spraying into the gesso yet, so let's give that a try. And let me get my finger off of it. Dictionary pages are super sticky. I really can't tell you enough about that. So, well, it's different with the ink in it. I don't really like it. I think it needs to be a little darker. Let me get another one. Okay, let's see what happens if we do this. Okay, there we go. Ooh. It does tear some of the paper. That is what I wanted, though. I want to get that crackle effect and the torn paper look. Don't worry, it gets really stiffened up once it starts drying. Whoops. Okay. I'm going to dry this one off. I would touch the camera and turn it off, but my hands are too inky. So you're going to have to bear with me and watch me fast forward through some of this. Okay, here goes. Okay. Now let's carefully get it off of this sheet here. This is where we could end up with a hole in the paper as it sticks to the back wet paint that I had. I'm going to flip it over. Okay, back here where this pulled up, I'm going to go ahead and just glue it down. I'm using regular glue because, like I've told you over and over again, dictionary paper gets very sticky, especially when you put mediums on it. So it does take it a little while to dry and stuff. So I think what I'll do is just take one of these. Yeah, if you Mod Podge, then the papers will stick together. Now, I don't know what they'll do this way. You know, it could end up being the same thing, that my whole book will just stick together. Okay. There we go. I want to get this side over. That's pretty dry. I'm going to go ahead and spray it. This is where I sprayed it again. And I love this because it gets this really super crackle effect. So you can see it just kind of doing its thing there. Let it run down through those cracks. So now we need just a little piece of paper. Okay, now I don't like that. I could have used that to carry some other things, but I'm out of space, to be honest with you. I'm out of table space here. Yeah, I don't like what it did there. Let's see. Let's go for this. Okay. So I think what I'll do this time is, let's try spraying a spot. And just dabbing it in darker. Not that you could really write on this really dark part, but okay, let me dry it. I have to stop and say, can you see how pink this has turned with the gesso and the brown? Isn't that funny that it would go pink? I guess not, but okay, so that is another one that we will have to dry. I love this side. It turned out much better than that side. I think it'll still be a page that you can write on, but I don't know, you know, it could be that it will all just fall apart. So I'm going to take this and fold it in half and lay it over that other paper. And let this one dry the rest of the way. Okay. So this wax paper, I've been trying to figure out what to do with it. So now that we've got one, you know, getting grunched up, let's see what happens if we add gesso to it and see if it becomes a usable piece of paper. I've tried to make envelopes out of them. I've tried to do all kinds of things with them, and I have been totally unsuccessful. Let's just see what happens if we apply paint to it. Because if I can make it usable, then I don't just have to use it as drop cloths. It can become a crunchy paper in a book. Okay. Going to add some more paste to it like it's spackle. Yeah, I really don't know what this will do, you know. I do like that little bits of streaks in it that you get, that I'm getting. Ooh, I do like that. Can you see that? Over here. Look at that. Whoops. I wanted to show it to you and I deleted it with my palette knife. Don't know why I sprayed it right in the same spot. So what do you think? Do you think it will just peel off of here? Or do you think it will adhere to the wax? Or will we have a nice big waxy skin thing that we can pull off and do something with? I don't know. Kind of looked like I wrote my name in it, didn't it? I didn't, but it kind of looked like it. Okay, I can see that it's starting to separate from the wax paper a little bit. So it could, it could just separate. What if now I took this and laid it in like this and sprayed it? Like that. And then and over the top with, oh, it's right here. Ooh, now that turned out neat because it has the texture on it of the gesso, and you can just barely see the ghost of the words in there, and some of them are really highlighted well. So let's pick this up and see what happens. And there's a really good ghost print on that one. So let's try it again. Right over here. Only this time I'm just going to rub it. And see if I can get some of this paint to go back in those channels. Oh, went down on my glass mat. I know, look at her getting messy. Oh my goodness. I think some days when you're feeling really blocked, that this helps a lot. But let's find out if I just destroyed everything. Perfect. Look at that. Now we got to do something with it, don't we? Let me just put this over here for a second. And bring in a piece of paper or two. Okay. Go this side. Brayer, brayer, brayer. It's probably under this paper. Yep, there it is. Oh, you know what I did? I pressed down my really cool effect I had on this paper. Okay, so we do have a little ghosty print on that one. That's good. That's what I'm looking for. Oh, look at this. Very cool texture. Look at that. I like it. Unless you're really looking at it, you can't tell that it's words. Okay, so we have a really cool one there. I'll have to come back and get the back of that one later because I want that one to dry. Okay, let's see what happens now. Make sure we don't have a naughty page. Trying to get some of that off underneath, but what might happen is it will bring up too much of the paper with it. Oh, I ran over my fingers. Look at that. That's cool. That is very cool. We will save that too. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So we still have this that we need to do something with. And then I'll need to go dump it in some water. And then hang it over my tub. I hang it with hangers, pants hangers. And hang them over the shower bar so that they're dripping this way down onto a big rug I keep across the tub. And that keeps it from... I don't like the way this one looks. But maybe it'll look good if I do this. Maybe it'll run around in there and pick up some words. Don't know. Let me bring this over. Well, I understand now why this is turning pink, because the red ink on all the edges is running down into the gesso, and it is creating the brown with the red of pink. And so, very cool. So we are going to let that one dry the rest of the way. And then we'll see what happens with them. I'll have to show these to you tomorrow. Okay, I'm going to bring this one back in. Oops, excuse me. I did not mean to bump you guys. Okay. Let's have a peek. Well, it's still damp, but we'll have to wait till it's totally dry to see if it peels or if it stays. If it stays, then we have a nice piece of paper that we can put in the journal that will fold back on itself like this. And then we'll have a couple of writing pages. We'll sew it, but that would be cool because then I could do something more with this paper that this waxy sandwich wrap or whatever it is. But I have a feeling it might just peel. So I don't know. I don't know yet. It'll be interesting to see tomorrow when it's totally 100% dry and we're able to mess with it. Okay, so I want to show you one other thing while I got you here. Do you know what this is? I do. Normally I slam my stuff on the countertop to open it. Well, this does even the tiniest lids. How did I do it? That wasn't that one. Oh, I couldn't get this little tip off, or this tip off, so I took this one off and then I put this on there and got that off. I think it was. Anyway, you just slide it on and it is like magic, you know. I always just put mine back on with my paint all over the place, and so it sticks every time. There we go. But this little magic doodad that my dad bought many years ago works like a charm, and it takes lids off of almost everything. So as long as it's flat enough that you can get it in here. So there you go. All right, well, thanks for joining me today, and I hope you all have a great evening. I'll be back tomorrow and we'll take a look at these and see how they did and see how they dried, see if we can write on some of them. I love this one. I do. Ooh. And I do love this one too. And let's see what else. I'm not so in love with this one, but it's okay. I like the ghost print on it. And then I have, oh, I do love this one. I do. Yep. So I was trying to get the same effect here, but my red really started running. I probably got it just way too wet. So you can see a little bit here too. Okay, well, thanks for joining me, and I hope you had a good time. Let me know if you have any ideas that you'd like to see me try with this kind of paper, and you know, I have supplies. I may not have it, but I might have it. Okay, I will talk to you later. Thank you again, and have a great day. Bye.